Ivy here with Livzenastrology. I wanted to pop on and do some reflections on this upcoming new moon in Gemini. Right now, the moon is in Pisces. So if you're feeling the call right now to curl up with a good book, maybe take an Epsom salt bath. Pisces rules the feet. Tonight would be a great time to massage the feet, maybe do some reflexology. You know, following the moon cycles is really important because our moon is our emotional nature, right? And so we have this upcoming new moon in Gemini on the 26th of May. And we've also got Mercury, the mind, how we think, how we communicate, is going to be ingressing into Gemini as well. So it's going to be conjuncting, or, you know, the Kazemi, right, in the heart of this energy. So right now, the thoughts really are the focus. How thoughts become things, what we think about, we bring about. So the focus is really going to be on the mind. And you know, Gemini rules also communication. It rules the third house, siblings. It rules our neighbors. It rules commerce. It rules merchants, mercantile. You know, Mercury, which is rules Gemini. It's all in the language, right? So this is the time right now to, especially with the new moon, to focus on your business. How do you do business with your neighbors? How do you do business locally, right? What are your values? We still have Mercury and Taurus right now up until the 26th. So thoughts have been on our values, how we share our resources. Taurus is about our love, our money, what we put our energy into. It's ruled by Venus. And Venus right now is in Aries, and it's been conjunct Neptune. So it's asking us to really step into our spiritual values and to only share our current with those energies or like-minded beings or communities that share our same values. So for example, say you like organic food, right? You wouldn't want to go to the grocery store and buy just regular food if your value is organic. So you're going to spend extra money, extra time, extra current, more of your resources on things that you value. And this is what's coming up right now for all of us to really be focused on. I'm channeling right now. I'm really hot. Whew, this energy's coming right through. Sorry guys, I'm just like feeling the flush of energy. I don't know if you guys are, if you've channeled energy or information, it's just like a whole new frequency shows up. Either that or because I'm on the change, who knows? Either way, there's a lot of energy coming through. I think it's also with the solar flares and the Schumann resonance right now that's bombarding the planet, that's activating our DNA, that's really perpetuating, again, new ways of thinking, new ways of seeing value, money, expressing ourselves, how we share our current, how we share our energy. These are the things that we're going to be thinking about over the next, especially 4 weeks, and especially when Mercury ingresses into Gemini, right? So this is a good time to go out and ground because the mind is going to be overstimulated. We're moving primarily, you know, the transpersonal planets, the outer planets are moving from water and earth to more air and fire. So air and fire is considered more masculine, which is more of like the causal nature of energy. It's not so much a gender, but it's more about a frequency. So if we're electromagnetic beings, the electric part of us is the masculine and the magnetic part of us is the feminine. So we're going from a more causal to a more causal plane of energy, of thinking, which is more masculine, right? So we're going to be feeling the need to take action. But right now, while Mercury is still in Taurus, it's about grounded action. It's about maybe stopping and thinking about before what you do, right? Taking action, maybe stop. I call it stop, drop, and roll, right? Stop what you're doing, drop into your heart, roll into the next experience through your breath, right? Make this the spiritual practice. This is the North Node in Pisces. We've all come to learn to be more spiritually inclined in our body and our thoughts and how we're projecting our reality. And the South Node is in Virgo, right? Mastering our body, the processes of how things work, how things operate. And so we might be learning something new about our body, about how to take care of ourselves, about how to communicate. This is all Gemini, right? Gemini likes to learn. This is early education, third house. And how we apply that early learning into knowledge, into wisdom, which is the opposition to Gemini or Sagittarius, right? The centaur, the teacher, the wisdom keeper. So I think of Gemini like early education, right? When we go to like I say kindergarten to high school would be early education. And then if you go to college, that's going to be your higher education, which is Sagittarius. So how do we take all this knowledge, this data, this information, Gemini, and then how do we apply it to wisdom, Sagittarius? And this is the energy that's presenting itself right now, especially right now. This is a very potent week. We've got so many aspects we can be looking at energetically, but this is just kind of wanted to be channeled through right now as we're taking digestible currents of energy and applying it real time, real life. And especially with the moon in Pisces right now, we are having mystical sort of otherworldly experiences. Right now our energy fields could be very dreamlike, again, very whimsical, maybe having a hard time concentrating. That's okay. What's right about this? When certain energy things happen within the field, I like to ask what's right about this, because we are part of nature. And if you want to know the nature of you, I would go out into nature and watch and observe nature, because nature's showing us where we are energetically. And so today when I woke up, I have a bluebird nest right outside my window. And the mother, she had normally been hunting, because there's 2 little chicks that are in the nest that I had been looking at. And today when I woke up, she was actually sitting on the nest. And that was new for me to look at that, to see that, to go, why is she sitting there? What's going on? Well, I'm currently in Kentucky, and we've had all these storms and tornadoes and things that were going on in the area. And I actually had trees come down last night while I was sleeping, which I'm surprised that I didn't hear, because I haven't been sleeping for shit because of all these solar flares and these corona masses that are coming onto the planet. It's been very hard to sleep. So I was surprised last night that I was able to sleep. And when I woke this morning, I saw the mother bluebird sitting on the nest, almost like in a protective mode. So I knew that, there was some protective energies. I almost feel like Mother Earth was coming in to say, hey, look, you may want to sleep in. Don't rush to do anything. Take your time, be in your body, breathe, get into your practices, get into nurturing yourself. Because right now there's a lot of heavy energetics. There's a lot of things happening on the planet. The whole earth is shifting. Our electromagnetic grid, our frequencies on this planet are changing. We just had a Cassini with Uranus and the sun, and Uranus rules our electrical grid. It rules our nervous system. It also rules our electrical field, right? So everything's been shaken up because it's in Earth. It's in Taurus right now. And so Taurus is our body. It's our heart. It corresponds to things in the physical realm. So we can see that our physicality, the physical parts of us, the physical parts of our earth are being shaken up, being dislodged right now. Uranus is coming in and bringing in new frequencies, new vibrations, new energetics, new ways of seeing the world, of relating to how we're projecting our reality, right? So we're starting to really come online with new thoughts, new vibrations, new frequencies, new cymatics, within the mental realms. So if you can, be grounded, go out in nature, get the divine intelligence codes that are all around you, because it's a harmonic frequency. It's a harmonizing, balanced energetic that Mama Gaia is going through, that she's able to access now because of all the shifts that have been happening. So when we want to stabilize ourselves, our own interior nature, if you will, then going out in nature, being with our original creator, who is also nature, is one of our creators, I think, the feminine aspect. I feel like Uranus, or at least an aspect of the higher mind, would be a masculine creator, right? The electric, if you study the electric universe theory, I would check out the Thunderbolts on YouTube. They have an amazing channel that talks about the electric theory. And I don't want to go too far into that. I want to come back to the present. But yeah, so when the moon is in Pisces right now, allow yourself to be dreamy. Go watch a movie, make yourself a nice meal, nurture yourself, give yourself a foot massage, because again, Pisces rules the feet. So you might feel inclined to go give yourself an Epsom salt bath, maybe use some lavender oil, some calming oils. Again, nurture yourself, allow yourself to decompress and to dream the highest version of yourself, because with all this mercurial energy approaching, everything's going to be speeding up. Things are going to be going quicker. And so the counterbalance to counter this polarity, because Gemini also rules polarity, right? The dual aspects of ourselves, the this versus that, if you can unify that within your own consciousness and make it's not this or that, it's this and that. It's and more, right? So it's unifying the consciousness. It's bringing yourself back to balance. It's bringing yourself back to your heart. And while the moon is in Pisces today, you can do that by really nurturing yourself, allowing yourself to visualize, to fantasize, to think about your highest version self, what that looks like, what that feels like. And yeah, because as the moon starts ingressing into Aries, we're going to feel more the need to take action. And then again, approaching this new moon coming up into Gemini, while the Mercury is going to be going into Gemini, things are going to be speeding up. So allow yourself to really ground, feel your body, listen to your psychic intuition at this point, because right now Pisces, when the moon's in Pisces, it's very psychic. And again, stabilize as much as you can. Don't think I think of also to the Four Agreements by Don Miguel Ruiz. Don't take things personally right now, especially since things are going to be activated in the mind. Don't even necessarily believe your own thoughts. Maybe even call bullshit on your own thinking, because the mind's going to be very stimulated at this time. So, again, stop, drop, and roll. Stop what you're thinking, drop into your heart, and roll into the next breath and ask yourself, is that true? When thoughts are stimulated and are coming up to be looked at, ask yourself that simple question, is this true? Is this even my thought? Am I just picking up on collective energies, or am I actually experiencing this? So again, allow yourself to go through this sort of mental filtration system before you allow anything to land and solidify as truth. Because with Jupiter and Gemini, it's been all about data assimilation, lots of it. And so it's the time also too to discern what is real, what is true for you. And so right now with the moon in Pisces, it may be hard to delineate that, because Pisces is about the dream, it's the illusion. It's not really anchored into reality as much. It's more of the spiritual plane, right? The metaphysical planes, the beyond the physical planes of existence. So anyway, these are just some concepts of energies that wanted to be reflected upon, looked at, shared. Thank you guys so much who are here, who are joined in the conversation. I really appreciate you. And yeah, if you want to drop in the comments, how are you feeling during these energy portals, right? As we're approaching the new moon in Gemini, and while the moon's in Pisces right now, I know that a lot of us are feeling some physical ailments for the ascension process. I've been reading a lot online about how people are, maybe out of sorts within their electromagnetic grids, not being able to sleep, feeling nauseous. I feel like these coronal masses is what I've seen. It's pushing out all these toxins from our energetic bodies and our cellular structures. So we need time to detox, to clean, to purify. I think that's why the salt water was coming in a Pisces moon. I was called to first thing upon the grand rising, take a big glass of pink Himalayan sea salt, a whole tablespoon with warm water, and I was told to chug it. And it was miserable and uncomfortable. But boy, I went to the bathroom right away, and then I felt great. Right? So again, upon the grand rising, asking my consciousness, asking my body, what do you need? And then honoring it, right? Because your body will talk to you. If you give your body a voice, boy, your body, he or she will tell you what's up. And so for those of us who are learning to be in our bodies in a new way, to be more grounded, to be more integrated, not trying to escape the body, but actually to be in the body, so that we can experience this physical realm with all our senses, and the sixth sense being thoughts, right? So we have the five senses in the physical, and I see that the sixth sense is actually thinking. So just balancing all the senses right now, balancing your energy fields, learning to honor your body. If you need to sleep a little extra, sleep a little extra. If you need more hydration, do it. If you need an Epsom salt bath or to guzzle some salt water because we're in a Pisces moon, do that too. Again, it's about honoring your body and muscle testing. See what feels good to you. I think we learn from each other, and I think it's great to look outside of yourself to see what others are doing and how they're taking care of themselves to better themselves, but still allow it to go through your own filtration system. Is it good for you? It may be good for Jane or Sally or Harry, but it may not be good for Ella, and it may not be good for you, right? So again, this is part of that discernment. Maybe learn muscle testing if you don't know body kinesiology. It's you actually your body can become like a pendulum, right? You can sway back and forth and train yourself to see what's best for you. This is also part of the individualization. This is part of the learning process of Gemini. There's so much information and data out there, guys. There's so many people sharing what's working. But again, this is your discernment time to see what's working for you and what you're drawn to. And it's an energetic, it's a vibration, it's an intuition. This is also Pisces moon. Learning to trust your inner gnosis. And if it's not for you, say no. Who cares if the whole world's doing it and it's a no for you? It's a no for you. And you don't, period. You don't have to explain it to anybody, right? So this is part of the sovereignty codes. This is part of Pluto and Aquarius. Learning to trust your own intuitive nature, not looking outside of yourself for answers anymore. This was the age of Pisces, right? Now we're moving into the age of knowing, and you go inside of yourself to learn these things. So it's a process, it's a dance, guys. It's not going to happen overnight. We're relearning a whole new skill set. We're dropping probably early education, childhood things, indoctrinations that we've been taught that have not been correct, that have actually been, we've been misled in a lot of things. So this is also part of an unlearning and relearning process with the sun ingressing into Gemini and of course conjuncting Mercury, right? So allow yourself to experience all new thought forms, new ways of seeing the world, new ways of seeing your body, new ways of connecting not only to each other but to yourself, right? And give yourself a foot massage while the moon's in Pisces, because it helps, right? Especially before you go into the dream state, because you want to enter into the subconscious realm clean, if you will, right? And massaging the feet and cleaning the feet helps also clear, it's like spiritual hygiene, right? Before you go into these sacred realms, you want to make sure that your energy body is clear. And that's one way to guarantee that you have a clear experience, better dream states, more lucid dreaming if your feet are clean. I know that sounds weird, but that's just my experience. So, all right, guys, thank you for watching. Thank you for joining the channel. So much love to you guys. And again, let me know in the comments or let other people know, how are you experiencing these energies? What are you feeling, not only in your body, but, you know, esoterically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually? Where are you at? You know, share your words, because right now with Gemini, words matter. And, you know, we're not meant to do this reality alone. We're pack animals by nature. We need to help one another. So share your language, share your words, you know, share your ideas, share your stories. That's what the channel is about. We're here in a community who love astrology, who are speaking the language of astrology, and who are learning to be better humans by studying and knowing thyself, right? Know thyself, so that you can project out a better version of you for all of us to experience, so we can all have a better version of this reality. So, all right, guys, thank you so much for playing. I love you guys. Mwah. Talk to you soon. All right, bye.